I'm going to be using my 5-quart stand mixer for mixing up the Royal Icing Glaze and then mixing them together. I also have a spatula for scraping my bowl. And the first step we're going to do, like I mentioned before, is we're going to heat up our 1/4 cup of water in the microwave. All right, I heated up my water in the microwave for 20 seconds, and it made it hot enough that it started to steam up the glass that it's in, but it's definitely not boiling. All right, now I'm going to add my meringue powder into my warm water. And I'm going to use my whisk to dissolve the meringue powder into the water. And I want to get this to the point where the meringue powder is completely dissolved and getting to a frothy consistency with little frothy bubbles on the top. Okay, so I just want to show you, you can see how the texture of the meringue powder in water is frothy. It has those little bubbles on the top of it now. That's exactly what we're looking for. That activates the meringue powder, and now we will add it into our mixing bowl and mix it further to make it even more frothy. Okay, so now we're going to add our mixture of meringue powder plus water into our stand mixer. And we're going to beat this to make it even frothier and make sure it's completely combined. All right, that looks beautiful. Okay, now at this point we are going to add in all the rest of our ingredients for our royal icing. Our powdered sugar, our corn syrup, extracts, salt, cream of tartar, all of that's going to get added in, and we're going to mix it all together. And we are going to just mix this, and we're going to, once the powdered sugar gets incorporated, we will turn the speed up to high speed and mix until we get stiff peaks and the icing turns very white and fluffy. Right now we're starting out with a little bit more of a yellowish color, but the meringue powder will work its magic and turn this into a fluffy white consistency royal icing. I'm going to scrape off my beater and the side of the bowl and then mix a little longer. And you can see this is already turning into a beautiful bright white color compared to the kind of yellowish color that we started out with. That's from whipping that meringue powder. And I'm scraping down the sides and bottom of the bowl because we want to make sure we're getting everything mixed in evenly. Okay, now after whipping this for a few more minutes, look at what we have achieved. This is a gorgeous stiff peaks consistency. We have a super fluffy icing. Now this right here is why people love decorating with royal icing, because you can achieve this gorgeous fluffy white consistency, and it just sticks to the spatula, but you can see how light and fluffy it is. It's like it's kind of reminds me of like a shaving cream or like a really thick whipped cream. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's really fun to work with. And if you would like to test out just decorating with pure royal icing, you can just use this right here as a standalone recipe. You can dilute your royal icing with water, not half and half, just water for this. With royal icing, you can't use any kind of butter or cream because it will mess with the meringue powder. So you just use water to dilute it down to your desired consistency, and you add your colors, and you can decorate your cookies, and you can make some beautiful cookies with royal icing. That's why this is the #1 preferred method of decorating sugar cookies, is because royal icing is just a pleasure to work with. But that's not what we're going to be doing today. So we've got our royal icing mixed up. Look how beautiful that is. And I'm going to be putting this into a sealed container with a lid because royal icing definitely crusts over, gets very hard when it dries, and you do not want that to happen until you are ready for that. So you're going to want to cover this. Even when you're working with royal icing and decorating cookies, if you have like a bowl or something of royal icing, you want to cover it with a damp cloth or a damp paper towel that will provide some moisture to prevent it from drying out on the surface, because it does dry pretty quickly. I'm going to move my royal icing into another container. I'm going to leave a little bit of residue on my beater and in the bowl because I'm going to use that to help provide a little bit of this fluff to my glaze when we're mixing that up. And then when we combine them all in the end, we should still hopefully achieve some of this fluffy texture, even with all of the glaze added in. Okay, so our royal icing is in its sealed lidded container now. And like I mentioned, I did not clean the bowl, I didn't clean the spatula, and I didn't clean off the beater. We're just going to use this as it is for now mixing up our glaze.